客，飞机马上就要起飞了，请您再次确认您的安全带已扣好系紧，手机处于关闭状态或调至飞行模式，谢谢。Dear all passengers, our plane will be taking shortly. Please be sure that your seatbelt is securely fastened and your mobile phones are switched off or set to airplane mode. Thank you. Singapore International Airport, Terminal 3. There is no time difference between Beijing and Singapore. The local time is